I got a world record. But how? See, before we get into that, I'm gonna have to ask you to like and subscribe, because as of the making of this video, I only have 25 subscribers. And I would really like to make that more, because funny number, make brain happy. But before we go into how I got the world record, we have to go into the history. I am going into high school. It is summer break. But it all started in 6th grade, when I found a website that on the school computer that was not blocked. The name of this website? Engineering.com. Now, it masquerades as a engineering website, and most of it is. But there's a part of the website that is just games, and most of them have nothing to do with engineering, including the game that I'm going to be covering today, Diver Down. Now, you might be wondering, what separates this from the other games on this website? Because there's a bunch of them that could be speedrun. The problem is that I couldn't time myself secretively on the other games, on my phone, per se. This was one of the only games that I could find that had an in-game timer. Of course, later I'd come to find out that it's not very good, but it's still a timer, nonetheless. For a while, I was the only person speedrunning this game, because it's a random website game. But I did get about 2 of my friends into speedrunning this game with me. It was mostly just messing around. It was kind of serious, but not really. But I was far ahead of them in skill. And I eventually tried to look it up on speedrun.com. Not there. And like I said before, I am too lazy to do it myself. I had mostly forgotten about the game and decided to go on speedrun.com, see what was going on if someone had tried the game, and one person had. And they had a 3-minute run. They did not know about the glitches that I did. I don't remember how I found about these glitches, but boy did I know them. It saved about a minute in the run. And this guy was actually pretty good, he just didn't know about said glitches. So I easily overtook him in the leaderboards. Shortly after, he did reach out to me, wondering how I beat him and how the glitch worked. Personally, I don't really know, but I told him because I'm a fair player. He's probably working on beating me right now. He just might. For a while, I was sitting perfectly fine on the top of the throne of 2 people. But that would be interrupted shortly by a British person. Obviously, him being British and British is bad is obviously a joke. British people are perfectly fine, but he just happened to be British. And he claimed to beat me. Now what do I mean by claimed? Well, there's one thing I haven't gone into thoroughly yet, and that is the in-game timer. See, on my computer, the in-game timer gave me extremely good times of about 2 minutes and 2 seconds, I think was my best. But the problem was, on my computer, which I arguably was better on, I got worse times. The reason for this was because my hypothesis is that the lower power devices, the frame rate is going to be lower, but it doesn't count the lag spikes, or anything like that. It counts it as a shorter time because that's all the game sees. The game was seeing that amount of time. But because every piece of time was still there on high power devices, then it's harder to get a good time. And that combined with the fact that the in-game timer is just unreliable for other reasons that I don't know of, he managed to beat me by a few seconds. The problem was, he cheated. Now what do I mean by this? Well, he didn't actually cheat. In reality, he started from level 16 out of 20. Now the reason you can't do this is because, sure, I'm fine with using the in-game timer, but there has to be proof that it was close to that time by showing an entire video. He starts it from level 16 out of 20. Now, the problem with this is, the ending screen could have easily been photoshopped or something like that. Easily, because it's a black background and numbers. It's not that hard. I probably could have done it. But the moderator still accepted it, which is quite odd. And I did get mad and I tried it, contacting them, and the moderator has not responded. And for a good chunk of time, I was somewhat content with second place. And then I realized, he's actually really bad at the game. Like, really bad. I could have saved so much time by watching his runs. So, what I did was, I played out of my mind, and I practiced, and I streamed it actually for like 30 minutes, until I eventually got the run that beat the cheater. To do this, I had done some research to see when the in-game timer actually started, so I could compare it to when I should start my phone timer. Found out I spent like 10 minutes just waiting in the first level, and then I sped run it normally, and it was around my normal time. This proves that the timer starts at the beginning of level 2. But I decided to think, level 21, kind of. Is that the end, or is passing level 20 the end? And I had done more research, spent 10 minutes in level 21, found out that it ends when you complete level 21. And so, I knew where to start my time. So I started it at level 2 and ended it at level 21. And I provided proof for my runs, even though you could say they're fake because the timer is on my phone. But I also provided proof by showing my phone timer at the end afterwards. And that could be faked. That is true. But you could go in and time it. So there is proof that that is my time. He started from level 16, meaning that he had no proof that he did the first 15 levels in a fast manner. But now you know the reason why he is a cheater and how I beat him. It's time to start analyzing my actual run. In this review of my run, I will be going over ways that the devs did not intention to go through. I will not be going through every single level because some of them are just fast, not unintended. The timer for the run starts about now. The intended path for this level would be going under and having to wait for the light. What I would do instead is use the diagonal dig to get there early and then go into the ceiling right beside the light so that I would be as close as I can to the door without being caught by the light itself. In this level, the intended path is to go on the bottom. Now, what you're supposed to do is wait for the lights to go over you by digging underground, and then going back up when they're to the left of you instead of the right, so then you can get to the door perfectly fine. But I think the devs were trying to hide an Easter egg by making it a smiley face. But that was their downfall, because you can dig through the eyes of said smiley face to make the level a lot quicker. The intended path in this level is to take the giant convoluted maze to go right up and then left all the way back to the door. But because of, again, the diagonal dash, you can just diagonal dash up to the to an upper platform where the light is, and then go through where the light is. But because it's on, you don't get caught. So you just go through, and we're right at where you're supposed to be. Now, normally you're supposed to go right, up, and left through that big convoluted thing to finally get to the door, and then you have to wait for the light before you jump. But you can just basically wall climb up, so you can finally get to the door, but you don't even have to wait for the light because you just diagonal dash through, and so you never actually get spotted by it. Because he did this, but he still got caught by the light. Now in this one, you're just supposed to go up, press the button, and then go back down to get to the light. But because of the diagonal dashing, again, you can just go under the light. That's literally it. Okay, so right here, you're supposed to go, wait for the light, go up, hit the button, and then go down, wait for the light, and then go to the door. But you can just diagonal dash, wait for the one light, and then go, and then you're right at the door. This level is such a giant maze that I'm not even going to verbally explain it. I will put arrows up though, like I have on the previous ones. But you're going to complete it in a few dashes by dashing through the little light, because you have a little bit of iframes after you dig. And if you dig again, then you can go through the light almost as if you didn't take any damage. And then you're just a few dashes away from being at the door. So, right there. See, normally in this level you're supposed to go up, left, and then go on these two little platforms, go up, press the button, then go right, down, then you go down, and then you finally reach the door. But instead, you can skip the light, wall climb up, diagonal dash to the center-ish area, and then basically go to the right part. You have to wait for the light, and then you go down and go to the door. For context, this is the level that he started on. But the rest of this run is just me going really fast. But except for like right here where I die, but also get it at the same time. That's just, I just reached the goal and died at the same time, and it still sent me to the next level. And that's basically it, other than just going fast. Although I do think a couple of things in this run could have been improved. This is the best run that I have produced yet. That I have on recording. But like, there's no more glitches or anything like that. Just... and that's where it ended. And again, the time is off. If you want to see my time, then go to my other video. But that's it for this video. So please like and subscribe. Maybe share it to a few friends. And if you want to try to beat me, good luck. Because I enjoy a friendly competition with no cheaters.